stock market today. Analysis for Aloha Friday, March 10th, 2023. At the 1 minute mark of this video, a link is going to pop up right here. Remember 1 minute. Really easy to remember. That's why I put it at the 1 minute mark. Go ahead and watch this whole video, then go back and watch that one. That'll give you 5 reasons why you should be selling cash secured put options on stocks you wouldn't mind owning. That'll give you the 5 reasons, but I'll tell you what, this is, in my opinion, a fact. If you have an internet connection, a bank account, and you spend money at least once a year, you have no legitimate reason not to be doing this. Again, at the 1 minute mark, which is coming up, there's going to be a link to a video right here. Get ready. Here it is. Boom. There it is. That video gives you 5 reasons why you should be doing this. Go ahead and read through here. This YouTube playlist, which also has 5 videos in it, plus some downloads right here, will give you the how-tos. That's under free stuff. If you want to go through the free stuff and you want to speed up this process of learning how to do this, then go here and you can do the paid stuff. Let's get into looking at what happened in the markets. Today we had average hourly earnings month over month, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate all announced today. Overall, we're looking at a lot of red on this heat map. Green, green, a little bit of green, but overall, mainly red. We see our advancing versus declining, 80% declining. Ooh, new lows, almost 100%. 96% hitting new lows. 79% below the 50-day moving average. 66.4 below the 200-day moving average. And this, I thought this was worth pointing out to you just because it's very comical, giving you an idea of what type of world we live in. Brazil fiscal framework to include rule to track spending. Oh, really? Well, golly gee, it's 2023. You haven't been tracking spending? But, if you're in the U.S. and you're thinking, yeah, those Brazilians, why aren't they been tracking spending? You know what they say about glass houses, right? Don't throw stones. This is the way it works everywhere. Governments don't want to track anything because they want to be able, does the alcoholic ever want to count how many drinks they had? No. The other big thing that's going on is this right here. The whole thing with Silvergate. Right? Stock market miracle. I was trying to figure out what are you talking about, stock market miracle? Collapses on systemic angst spurred by SVB. And this is what I wanted to point out to you. Saving grace for stock bulls is that the Fed will ease up hikes. Think about this for a second. This is the saving grace. It's not about companies doing good. It's not about a good economy. It's not about company came up with some new invention. Company paid off a bunch of debt. Nope. None of that stuff that in your own household, like if you paid off your debt, you had some extra cash flow, or if you got a raise, or if you started a part-time business. Think about all these things that would help out your financial situation. So, according to Bloomberg, the only thing that can save upward market is the Federal Reserve easing up rate hikes. Rate hikes. So, hey, companies in debt, let them stay in debt. Companies got bad management, let them do that. Goldman Sachs, CEO wants to be out doing cocaine at nightclubs and interacting with prostitutes and using customer funds to do that. No problem. Let them do that. All that matters is that the Fed eases up rate hikes. Why am I pointing this out? besides just to make a laughing stock of those people, yes, I am doing that. But another reason why I'm pointing it out is just to understand the absurdity of the type of world stock market world you're trading in here. And so if you're living in the 1980s during 2023 and you think the stock market's going up because Apple's coming out with a new phone, well, look at it. To make something go up, Fed needs to ease up rate hikes. Will this last forever? I don't know. The other thing that you can do is don't get caught up into this crap. Get caught up into this crap. Get caught up into figuring out how to buy good, fundamentally sound companies that even if the Fed continues to raise rates, these companies have low debt, they're profitable, they have good management that's not getting, making a mockery of the business, stuff like that. Find profitable companies to invest in. Let's look at, or at the minimum, to do the wheel strategy with. So when you're doing the wheel strategy, which if you don't know what it is, check out this playlist. One thing you can do to protect your trade is you pick a company that your worst case scenario, if you got stuck with this company for a long time, you'd be happy with it. All right, that's the futures. We're not going to look at the futures. We are going to start with right here, what I consider the general markets. And down here is our 4 indices, and this is how they close the day. Look at this drop below that 200-day moving average, which is flat, mind you. Flat, flat, flat. VIX really spiked up, but I'm not sure why it pulled back like this. Not sure. So for me personally, I'm just kind of not paying as much attention to the VIX. I'm more paying attention to the individual candles. Bitcoin dropped below its 200-day moving average. It's definitely back down here at the 20. Hit this low for the month of a little bit less than 20,000. So we'll see how that goes. Oil kind of back between in the middle here of 73.80 and 80.94. Gold popped up. 20-year treasuries popped up. Now, sometimes what has been happening is this kind of leads the way of what the stock market's going to do. So if that still is correlated, then maybe next week we should see the stock market popping up, which I don't know. Luckily for me, I don't really need to know, because most of the trading I do is right here. Like I have down a good trading routine that for the most part, I would say about 90% of my trading is maybe sometimes it's like 100%. I'm pretty selective on taking direction, besides like long-term investments. But for the most part, I am a net option seller. I sell a lot of options, and overall, it works pretty darn well for your good buddy Brent. So, look at this. Down, but sort of getting doji-ish here. Down. Maybe bottoming right here. Down. The industry, different sectors of the stock market. Let's look at, so here's the S&P 500, 6 months. See, we're down here. I think yesterday I was talking about what's going to happen kind of between going down to this 390, because here's where we closed yesterday. I was talking about 390 to 385 and 380 with all this congestion right here. So not a surprise that it's getting caught here at this 385. So, and it would not be surprised if it gets stuck right in here. If it starts breaking through here, we have this area in here, all through there. So really, ultimately, it's got a ways to go before it drops this. If we go out at a year, if it starts dropping below this, we're probably, this was our downward channel for 2022. If it starts dropping down in here, right now we're just kind of right outside this channel, and it was still kind of would be going this way, right? It's not going to be going flat, but here's where it broke out of that channel, and so this 380 area is pretty significant, and then down there it's about that 360. So we'll have to be watching that. All these are the top 10 holdings of the S&P 500. We're going to start with the Apple that has a bite out of it, and up here around 155, it just kind of topped out around there. Now we're right above this 200-day moving average. Touched it and pulled back just a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised right in here, right, when you start looking between here 145 to 150. Lots of price congestion in there, so wouldn't be surprised if we get stuck in there. How about William Gates? We got a pivot point right here, which we're coming down close to, and right here, this 250 definitely had seen some support resistance type of area there, but broke that, not by much, and we're not that far off from this pivot area here with the 245. So there's just a lot of choppiness for a lot of these stocks, right? Apple, you see that we're entering an area of a lot of choppiness. Same thing with Microsoft. Couldn't remember this dork's name, but Jeff Bezos was the doofus I was trying to think of yesterday. You know, I never met these people before. I'm just making fun of these guys today and yesterday. I don't really know these people. I have no idea what their personalities are like. I don't really know if they're doofuses or not. But here's our pivot right here. We're let's see what's going to happen around this pivot. And overall, this is a bearish. That looks just bearish overall. Meta, Cyborg, Zuckerberg, and we are right here, right? Gapped up here on share buyback announcement. Sold off a little bit right here. Is this making a come and handle? Maybe, but with the whole market kind of moving down, it's not going to be, I guess, a strong movement to the upside. Maybe it will be. Who knows? But we're definitely this candle in and of itself is bearish. Not only is it red, meaning that it closed lower than it opened, but look, we're at the bottom of this candle, opened at the bottom of that, closed at the bottom of that. Buying pressure pushed all the way up here, but once it started moving up, sellers were just saying nope. They just start unloading. You know, let's say you had the stock and you're like, hey, if I get a chance to sell it at 185, I'm selling it. So people all in this range are selling. Ooh, that went the wrong way. Over here, Google ends up being twice in a lot of these indices as the top 10. I haven't even heard a comical reason why. I haven't looked into it that much either, but we're kind of past some price congestion right in there. Any price congestion? Not so much. Whatever. But we do have a little bit of a pivot right in here, the 90. Let's see what's going to happen at the 90. If it starts, I'd say between 85 and 90, there's a little more price overlapping. Go out 1 year. Yeah, see the pivot right in there again. If it starts dropping below here, at some price, I don't know what price. I never really looked into it, but at some price, Google is a good buy. that makes sense, right? Almost everything at some price is a good buy. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, and Charlie Munger. And still just kind of looking sideways, although it's down, but there's this range from here. I get it right in here, but overall from here to about right in here. So we're kind of getting to the bottom of this range. What's it going to do? Is it going to go back up, just like it kind of did here, bottom out, went back up, but it's overall just looks sideways over since what chart am I on? 6 months. Okay, back here at back in November. Tesla, aka Elon Musk, and seems to have this pivot right in this area, almost like a little double top right here. It's selling off. Selling slowed down for Tesla today though, and which not too surprising. We see a pivot in here, a pivot in here, and also kind of like a pivot right in here, where so for some reason in between this 160 and 180 making some pivot, but overall most of these stocks, even Nvidia, starting to kind of break down. Look at this, we're right back here before, and this really seems to be a line in the sand for Nvidia. Gapped up right up here where before it had this double top, went down, gapped up above that, but we're right back there. So if it starts breaking below that, that's going to be pretty significant. JP Morgan Chase, aka Jamie Dimon, finally got a nice green candle on something. Look at this, has to be some institutional buying coming in right there. I wonder if JP Morgan Chase buying his own stock, huh? I don't know. Maybe somebody else. Who knows exactly? There's probably a way to figure it out for sure, but I'm not going to spend any time doing that at the moment. But overall, with this big candle coming in and going through into next week, let's see if the volume still maintains like that, or if it's going to be a one and done. Maybe it's people covering shorts, maybe institution covering short. I'm not really sure, but it really brought us up. It saved from dropping from this area here, because if it started breaking this, really the next layer of support, that's not much, it's getting down in here. So that was probably good for Jamie Dimon. And you know, even if Jamie Dimon's stock drops down, I'm sure he's not hurting. Qs, NASDAQ. Basically, every stock that we looked at besides PayPal and Adobe. Right, PayPal and Adobe are in the Qs, which are the top 10 of the Qs, but not the top 10 of the S&P 500. So it seems a little odd to me, but maybe there's some great reason why, just like we got Google in there twice again. Oh boy. So drop down over here on PayPal, which is looking pretty weak, and Adobe, same thing. This market is looking weaker than it did before. United Health Group broke down past this. Now we're down here. Look up at a year. All right, this is probably, if it starts breaking through this 150-ish area. See, it got down here before and pivoted, went on a rip back up. Let's see what happens. How close is it going to get? It's 10 points away. Goldman Sachs. This is they got some board member, CEO or something. Maybe his name is Salman. That I don't know what he's doing. Doing the Bill Clinton and being a DJ and having ladies Bill Clintonize them or something. I just heard a little bit of rumors over it, and none of this stuff is really shocking to me. What's really shocking to me is when you got a CEO or management that just does a good job and doesn't engage in prostitution and stuff like that. You know, if billionaires are not engaging in prostitution, then I'm like, wow, what a shocker. You know, when these guys and girls are doing anything that that should end up on tabloids, and that's not surprising to me at all. But Goldman Sachs broke this support resistance right in here, and broke through that 200-day moving average, down kind of right in here. Let's see how low it's going to go for Government Sachs. Home Depot. I was just in Home Depot today. And we're just broken down through that 200-day moving average. How far is it going to go? We got support right here. How far is it going to go? A lot of price overlapping. Probably going to get stuck somewhere in there if it starts dropping below this 265 area. Then bombs below. We already looked at Microsoft, Salesforce. Look at this. Gapped up here, right? And it's just been selling off. And now we're back down here. The gap got filled. In this case, the gap got filled. Well, maybe talk about gapping from here. Not totally filled yet, but hey, kind of almost back where we started. This is some unhealthy food right here, but it's probably depending on what price you buy it at could be a healthy investment for long term, because probably Ronald McDonald is probably not going away in the next 100 years. And even though it's you'll go away in the next 100 years if you eat this food a lot. But nonetheless, maybe sometimes your investment might be a little different than what you want to put in your asset column might be different than what you want to put into your tummy. And what do we see going on here? It's been in this range. It's been like in this slow sideways downward channel, and it's at the bottom of that. Honeywell, same thing. This has been doing this downward channel, but it's less sideways and more downward, and it's kind of like, see it like kind of right through here at the moment, right? Let's get out this fancy drawing tool right here. Now this is going to enable me to make a really straight line. Look how straight that is. Ah, man, that's straight. That's the straightest line. So it looks like maybe we're at the top part of that channel. What's it going to do? Let's see. Let's see. You know what's a good idea for a lot of people, including your good buddy Brent? Find like 3 stocks you like to trade and just stick with those 3. Did we look at Visa already? I think so. I think we looked at V. You remember that movie V? Okay, so 215 hitting some resistance right in there. Amgen. Whoa, look at that. Just down. Going down. And probably going to start slowing down a little bit through here. And Boeing. Is Boeing flying up? Boeing is kind of it's trying to fly up, right? It was making a case for it was going up for a while, kind of going sideways, but maybe was continuing this upward trend. This is really kind of putting that upward trend into debate. And the final stock down, we're going to stock down this IWM, small to mid caps. Boom. That's the IWM. Look at that drop. Man, that's nice. That's a beautiful short. AMC. And AMC. It's just, even though this, look at this implied volatility. 120. It's like, what's it? 8. It's just like, just doesn't seem rich enough, right? It's a huge amount of implied volatility, but the option premium is just not anything exciting for your good buddy Brent. So AMC, Shockwave, just basically been going sideways, but it's falling back down to the bottom of its sideways channel at the moment. Biohaven, going down nicely. Maybe it's going to start catching. It looked like right here, right? We sold all the way off here, which makes sense. Some buyers stepped up, so maybe around this $12 area, we'll have to watch and see what's going to happen. Look, it doesn't have volume going back here, even though it was trading. So apparently this is relatively a newer stock. I don't know for sure. Never really bothered to look into it yet. And Intelia. What's up with Intelia? Getting down to this area here where we had a double bottom, rallied up. Didn't rally up too far though, right? If we're thinking about that W type of pattern. It did go up here. We want to see it past this. We got our left hand lower than our right hand. That's pretty good. But got up here, down again. Is it trying to do a W? Look at that. It's dropping off. Looks like more like making an M now. It broke this right here. I don't know if it's going to get past into that area though. But those W's and M's, if you want to have that as your trading, little trading thing, that can tend to work. Crocs was looking pretty positive, but we're pulled back to this one right here. If we start pulling back here, it's going to have to go up, but the whole market's kind of going down. Here's our pivot right here. We had a little pivot right here. This is kind of putting that upward trend really in question. Can go sideways a little bit and maybe still be in the upward trend. Chart Industries took quite a big dive. Corona, another one, took a dive, broke out of this sideways range and broke through that 200-day moving average. Look at this semiconductor. Boom! Drop down. This is another one that, and it's got a really, it's kind of so we got a pivot here. We had a pull back to a pivot here. We're definitely down there, or past that, where somewhere in here is kind of rounded out. It's not so much of a quick pivot like this. I don't know. It's kind of coming into question. Let's see what's going to happen with the rest of them. And Apellius, I forgot if I checked out this. Let's take a quick look at what premium can you get for $70 on the call. 42, not the greatest. $70. Look at this. Okay, Delta 23. So it looks like, you know, roughly speaking, you got 23% of getting assigned, 23% chance of getting assigned, and maybe you could possibly get over $100 for 42 days. That'd be worth paper trading a little bit to see what's going to happen. About 65% premium. Let's take a relook at this. What about selling a put? It's sort of dropping. Let's just look at selling a 50 put. Any premium there? 50? Big spread though, 40 and $1.05. 11 Delta. High and low, sold for 60. I'm not sure. It's like maybe at 20 days I'd be a little more excited about that, but I do like the volatility in that. We'll close this off with looking at the line chart. Yeah, that the way that this slow stochastic is set up, this gives you a very, very, very accurate depiction of the past. How can you use it to? I'm not the greatest indicator guy. I'm kind of better at just like looking at charts and figuring out where it's not going to go. And this though, see this red line start coming up to this purple line? Now it's pretty far away and it's dropping. So the past is not a guaranteed indication of what's going to happen in the future. But if we try to speculate a little bit, it would see based on this, our trend, at least the short-term trend, is moving down. The problem with this is a lagging indicator. So this is really just showing us very accurately what happened in the past, and that's about it. I'm sure someone else can use it better than that. Okay, so now we're down here. I would say like here's our low. Let's get out this handy dandy drawing tool. All right, here's our low. Here's a higher low. Here's a higher low. Here's a higher low. We're not really in this uptrend anymore though, right? Because now we're kind of sideways here, and we broke this down here. So it doesn't mean it can't go up, but definitely in the moment, I'll say we're still just sideways. We got to see how did it end. I think, was it last week or the week before? Can't quite remember. But I was looking to see what's going to happen around the 400 area, right? I was looking to see what's going to happen between actually, to be more specific, as it was going up, I was waiting to see what's going to happen between 420 and 440. I figured whatever happened between 420 and 440, if it moved through there or what it did around there would give me an indication of how strong of a bull we're in. And what it ended up telling me is that we're not in a strong bull because it went the opposite way of 420. In fact, it's now down here at 385, closing out 385. We saw there's a lot of support right in that 385 area. So we'll see what happens, but it could bounce. It can keep bouncing back and forth. And some time ago, somewhere in here, I can't remember where, but I was thinking, I think we might leave this bear market by grinding sideways. And so far, that's basically what we've been doing. it's got to really, in order to not be in a sideways market, I think we really got to break this 360. And for my very special people, let's pinpoint it. It's got to break this 357. And to the upside, we already know it's got to get through that 420. So some people can laugh at 357. Some people can laugh at 420. Some people laugh at both. And yeah, we're sideways for the moment. I'll tell you what, if you do not want to have to worry about all this stuff, this is what to do. You find a couple stocks, go through this playlist, figure out how you can, and get those downloads, figure out how you can have a couple stocks that if you had to own them the rest of your life, you'd be okay with that. And do the wheel strategy, or just sell cash security puts on them and sell far out of the money calls. I'll cover calls after that. Check out ihavesuccess.com to get help with that. And you guys have a fantasmo weekend. Aloha.